The first crash in MECFS is often super confusing. It doesn't feel like normal tiredness or exhaustion. It doesn't follow the rules you are used to. And it actually arrives before you understand what your limits actually are. Hey, I am Amy Amaya and I live with MECFS. Here we talk about the small things that make this condition easier to navigate. Welcome to my Chronicas. My first crash didn't make sense to me. I thought I was just tired. I assumed a good night's sleep would fix it. I kept going because that was what I always had done. I couldn't understand why something so small, like a normal day, had pushed me over the edge. It was just a little flu, that's what I thought. But it was just combined with the exertion of a 10 hours flight after a super great holiday. So I was assuming my body was rested. What helped me was to try to look at the flare, at the crash, or at the PEM moment as a data rather than a setback. Not in a positive thinking way, not in that toxic manner, but just in a very practical manner. Now, this could look like noticing what happened in the 24 or 48 hours before the crash, so you learn. Not to blame yourself, but to just understand what your system is reacting to. It could be something so obvious or something really tiny or something you didn't even think it mattered. And here you are not analyzing every detail. Please, remember, it's data. You are just observing the pattern with a bit more neutrality. These steps should feel simple and kind of natural. You are not trying to prevent every single crash because let me tell you, you are not going to be able to in the beginning. But you are just learning how your body communicates. Crashes often reveal limits you didn't know you had. When you look at them as information, you start to understand your threshold with more precision, let's say. And that makes future decisions easier for you and less emotional. It also reduces the fear around crashing. I mean, you will crash many times probably. So, better to learn from that. Now, when you treat a crash as data, you're not fighting it or personalizing it. You're just recognizing that your body is giving you feedback about what it can and what can't handle right now. And it helps rebuild trust with yourself, with your body, with your brain. So instead of seeing your body as unpredictable, you start to see patterns. That sense of predictability is what makes the illness to feel less chaotic and less frustrating. Understanding your limits takes time. So please manage your expectations and have some patience. Crashes will still happen. I already said it many times. But each one gives you a clearer picture of how your system works. And that clarity makes the next step easier to navigate. So, your first crash wasn't a failure. It is just precious data. Start reframing it in that way. It kind of gets more easy to digest. Now, if this helped you in any way, you can stay with me for the next one. We'll take it one step at a time, as usual. Ciao, ciao.